Hello everyone, I'm here with a new process video. I'm working in my traveler's notebook about the books I read, and I just finished this one. I have everything out on my desk. I have time, so I'm going to go right into the next one. When I started working on these in this round, I was 4 behind. So I have 2 done, 1 and 2. So now I'm going to go on to number 3, which is this book, Somewhere in France. It's a novel about World War I. I really enjoyed it, and I would read more by this author if it was available. And then this one I actually read as an ebook, which I don't do a lot because I don't like doing that. If I'm going to read a book, I'd rather have a real one with pages I can actually turn. But it so happened like I was able to get this one for dirt cheap on the Kindle app to read it on my iPad. So that's what I did. So I have this one printed, ready to go. I've already decided I want to use this background, and this is an old traveler's notebook set of papers I had from Kelly Perky way back, and I've just never used this one, but it has blue and black in it, which is perfect for this. I can work in some gray and red if I want. It should work out fine. The only issue is with her papers that she used to do, they're actually bigger than a standard 4x8, as you can see. So I always have to cut them down, but that's fine. When I know that in advance, it's fine. So I do have my trimmer right here, and I will trim this down so it'll fit. All right, I have cut down the paper so that it will now fit in my TN. So now I'm just going to get my adhesive on there. And I will say these require a little bit more because they're a slightly thicker cardstock than some of the other things. Like these strips I have over here were very thin compared to this. So I do have to use a little more adhesive just to make sure that this is going to stay in here nicely. Make sure that's pressed down. There we go. All right, not bad. Now I have to figure out where do I want this? And I realized I got just a tad of the author's last name in there. I may trim this down a little bit to get rid of that, just so it has a nicer edge. But then what do I want to do with it? I have all of this out here. I know there are some red things in there. I also have red here. Maybe it'll end up like being this one to pull that in more. They do look pretty nice together. Probably not this. It'll blend in the background, but I do have some reddish stickers here with phrases that I could use. I could also go into my red scraps and see if I have anything that would work here, like as a border or just something so that the background isn't so blah. I decided to actually not pull my red scraps out. I decided to look at some washi first because I haven't used any in a while in here, and I thought maybe that would be a good way to go. I found these two, and I liked this one because of the width and the pattern, but now that I see it together, I think this clashes too much. It's too much with that. However, this, even though it seems like a bolder pattern, I feel like it's a little bit less distracting than this, and the fact that this is lines and so are these, I think it might actually work. So I just need to figure out placement. Like, do I want this more to the top? Do I want it more to the bottom? And then I journal up here. Am I even going to journal? Maybe I just want to do a label with and stamp like stars on it for my rating. I'm not even sure, but I don't like it when I have the photos exactly across from each other. So it's either going to have to be up there or down here. I'm thinking maybe up here, and I could do the washi like top and bottom. That might work out pretty well. I was going to do 2 strips of this, and then I realized I can't really do that because if I put this behind the top, like it looks weird with the red on red, so that's not going to happen. So I think what I'm going to do is just do it along the bottom. So right about here, that's where I need that to line up. Is that straight? Oops. Pretty much. Might be off just a little. Oh, it is. It's a little bit lower on the right-hand side. So let's move it up just a hair. And that's the beauty of washi. For the most part, not always, but for the most part, it won't rip when you lift it up. There we go. That's better. All right. So then I can kind of overlap this like that. That I like. Okay. So, but then I want to trim this down a little bit to get rid of that name. So I'll do that next. All right. So I have that all adhered. I did trim that down. It looks good. Now I'm going into my labels. I think I want a larger blue one like down here, kind of off to the side. Maybe. And then I can overlap this, perhaps. Write something in there, maybe use one of these stickers to overlap it too. I'm not sure, but I think I at least need a big blue label to start. So in this story, the main character, she is a very strong person. She comes from money, but decides when the war is on that she needs to do more with her life and be helpful. And so she enlists and becomes part of the ground assault by basically driving an ambulance. This is what she does, and is trained in how to take care of them. Maintaining the vehicles, something that is typically not a job for a woman, or wasn't at that time. So I thought that was super cool. And I actually have this stamp that says strong female character. So I'm going to stamp that on part of the label. I think like that. And I want to overlap it here, I think. And then I think I want to put the book on there, but maybe then I should move this over and it should be more along there, and then the book goes on this side. I'll have to think about placement, but I definitely at least want to do the stamping. I did my stamping and I chose to do it right in the middle because then it gives me a little bit of an option for placement, but I do still want to cut off the end. So I've got to go maybe kind of like that. Get that pretty straight there. And then I just need to cut off what's left. There we go. And it looks like that. And you know, the fact that it's so blank on there makes me want to put a staple in, which I could do, and then just make sure when I do the other side that I cover it. So I am going to do that. Otherwise it looks weird to me, hanging off the edge like that. There we go. So now we at least have that. That helps. And then let's get, I'm going to throw this little piece away that's not big enough for me to save, really. Throw that away. And then what about this red book? If I kind of do it like that, towards the bottom, because this one has a red book on it, but it's way too big, and I don't like this color with this. This jumps out a lot more. So I could do it kind of like that, maybe. I like it at an angle. Looks nice at the corner. And then here I could do maybe these stars. I'd have to do like this gold colored kind of one. The other ones don't really match. Like that. Or maybe in the middle. There, I don't mind that so much. All right. And do I have another one on here? I do. I have, wait, is that the same color? No, that's orange. Darn it, because I was like, oh, I could put another one up here, but not really. Those don't really match, but maybe it's okay as is. Here I'm not as concerned with like visual triangle as I am when I'm doing a real layout in an album I'm going to keep, so is this enough even? Do I need to say anything else? Maybe I don't. I liked it, but I don't even know that I need to say that. I really like that I have the strong female character. That tells you something about the story, so maybe I'll just go with that. All right, well then here's another one finished for my books. Thanks for watching.